Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel, as this is what will likely be one of the very last few episodes of this series, because honestly, during this week of this last week of September, this is going to be the last few episodes I'll record, because I am ready to, put it to bed with this series and take a break from Crusader Kings 3 for a while before I will start the next series, which would be set up in Scandinavia, particularly at the Norway area. That's my next plan. That'll be part of the North Atlantic Iceland to Finland flavor pack from Rice, the regional and immersion and cultural enrichment. If I remember those initials correctly, of Rice and what it stood for. Regional immersion and cultural enrichment. Yeah, you got that right. Now, I mean, I already came up with, a ruler designed character in mind for that future series, which I kind of revealed a little bit of that while I was doing an Oregon Trail video the day before I posted this video. and all that and more about possible plans of what I may or may not do. But I'm sure something will come up. Again, this next series may begin sometime during October, if not November at the very, very earliest. So I'm far more interested in that upcoming series than what I'm doing right now. But for right now, here in this series, we know that this old man, Gurak V, the Trustworthy, he is doing poor health-wise, and there's a reason why I said it's the last few episodes, because we know that the series at this point is starting to become repetitive. And as for the upcoming Gurak VI, as he is 40 already, and we don't know how long his reign will last, quite honestly. But he's a man of stewardship, which means he gets to hold all the lands of his domain. And figuring his age, he'll probably have all the perks that he needs. Particularly the architect one. Because, the whole domain limit thing. And so and that's the one last challenge I would do myself for these last few episodes is, just like with all the other predecessors before him, can he hold it together? This whole North African Empire, plus the bit of Socotra and Hormuz regions, which it holds personally as part of our domain, because that's where we get the income from. So I'm expected to drop dead anytime soon, unless I do it on purpose. By on purpose, like say if you were to murder somebody, you would gain stress. And what happens if you keep switch and then get your stress all the way up and then boom, he's gone. Or possibility abdicates because he's so stressed out that he's like, I can't take it anymore, and all that. But do we really need to do that? I mean, after all, he is the breadwinner and he's 40 years old, so. And I've done everything there is to do for this character. Unless I'm just looking. Unless maybe I just want to go on one more pilgrimage. How about to Medina? Al-Madinah. That's the area. You've gone to the the pilgrimage to the side of Mecca, but you haven't been to Medina. This will be exceptionally long, obviously. As I prepare for my journey, I know I'll travel safe under protection of law. For I will be gone for a long time, so I can only pray God that watches over my road. It's time to depart. Plus, don't forget, you still need that culture, fascination, progress. Speaking of which, I'm trying to go for this. Maybe I shouldn't, just either drop dead or get myself so stressed out that I may possibly abdicate. Still kind of want that because that different culture opinion may be of some use in terms of realm stability. Now, for every week that passes, my fellowship grows ever smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less fortunates. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. That fact alone, what a treacherous journey this could be. Well, of course, knowing I'm such a big spender, some of the locals seemed they would make fierce guards. Oh, I forgot there's a smallpox outbreak ongoing. Oh yeah, we heard this before. Oh no. It's like perhaps it is time I found others to trouble with. Prison outbreak in a smallpox. Wait a minute, did you say it backwards? You mean a smallpox outbreak in a prison? Already you're flustered. I'm finally here, body and soul, at the great mosque of Al-Madinah. As the ulama offers and blessings, I reflect on everything that has happened for Allah to bring me here at this moment in time. I've walked the holy path. There it is again. Ma. Gotta keep an open mind for such things. My journey has been a long one, but finally come home again. On much may the same subject is changing how the Imams and Lamas treat me. I've undergone a journey of a holy man. I can tell you, sister, it's changed about me whether I can see myself or not. It's good to be home. Hey, you know what? Hey, wait a minute. Was that the one with smallpox? No, never mind. Because it would have been... Next time when the next person gets a smallpox thing... And I would have loved it to return to sender and spread the smallpox somewhere else. Not in my court. The Orissa Reformation? Really? Uni Tivoleo, a prominent figure amongst the Orissa, has gathered every Orissa in the land together to discuss their beliefs and establish an official doctrine for the pagan faith. These Orissa, or Los, are encouraging cooperation and tolerance, even towards non-believers. I've requested the aid of the spirits to help guide the faithful through these turbulent times. The Orissa has chosen Ifadapo as their new Uni, who will determine the religious doctrine and arbitrate interfaith disputes for the entire Orissa world. It does not matter what these heathens believe. So, this is down in the Niger Delta area, because they got all the holy sites and they'll be able, damn it, to be able to reform it. Take a drink, okay? I'm having trouble with my tongue lately. Okay. So, there, that's the realm, down in modern day now Nigeria. Let's just do a little examining. I recall it's this one that was also Reformed faith. This one got reformed too. This is the old, as we view them as hostile. They have communal identity, ancestor worship, and Ifa. And the new faith still retains its characteristics. Yes, pretty much. And of the Supreme Council, they named this woman to be the one to lead this newly reformed faith. Now keep in mind, some features of it is not available because I started recording this series and this is still the old version of Crusader Kings 3 along with the last flavor pack that was, that was released at that time during this time of recording was up in Santiago. Yeah, that was the last flavor pack they did. It's part of the Iberian struggle. The Fate of Iberia DLC, yes, correct. But don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen, in the next series it will be a newer version, the up-to-date version of it, along with all of its mods that I plan to use, some of which that I never used before, but it would fit perfectly for that kind of setting, around there, which is what the majority of the series is likely going to take place in. But anyways, continue. Oh no. That's a courtier, not a prisoner. If I get smallpox, I'm a dead man. Damn it! That's a guest. And possessed. Look, if you were to tell this guy to leave, it'll cost you prestige, which you can afford it. But now I like to take all that prestige with me when I'm dead. Ha! That's a prisoner. Okay, where are you from? Okay. Take him back. Even though it's a mercenary company, maybe some of those guys get smallpox. A new hybrid culture formed. Mandeka Yoruba. There's the Mandika, and we know the Yoruba, and now this hybrid faith. Oh, where were we? Oh crud, that's the one I gave him strong hook with. Don't bring in the smallpox. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Oh gosh, what if Gurak, my son, what if he gets smallpox? The growth of Hormuz, bustling Sharu. Stuart Ake probably delivers the news to make Sharu the center of trade, or in his words, coming together. Commoners of Hormuz may now easily ply their trades and conduct commerce at this regional city. One day, Sharu will be a great city. Forgot about that. I came from an event while you're holding court. The outbreak of smallpox which is ravaging my court is finally over. Its victims have either recovered or departed from this world. My friend Nazreen assures me that all the bodies have been properly disposed of and that the threat's completely gone. Finally, we are safe. 3 died, 6 survived. I thought it felt a little bigger than that. So what about that guy I sent away? I forget his name. No. Retrace your steps. Yeah, that guy. Ah, he survived. So, that would be +1 for Musa, who I told him to get out. Dear Allah, go outside. It's late. Tugging to the gripping treatise on classical grammar. Just as I start giggling at some delightful snide. Never mind, you're not left by the previous reader. My wife enters the room. Spineless man, you neglect everything but your studies. Reading indoors alone from dusk to dawn. Get your head out of these dusty scrolls or don't come to my bed tonight. I need not leave you. I have the warm embrace of knowledge. Maybe you should try it sometime. Guess you'll focus on Egypt then. So many secrets, so little time. I know what their crimes are, but I don't give a carrot. Gee, you know what? As we get this next perk, should go for this. Then you get down there. Should go get that. If I live that long. Curse you, yeah. But he still likes me no matter what. Forgot about Tripoli. Guess we'll focus on investing in a little more of Egypt. Okay. Gallant Faris. My Faris, well, has excelled enough during our recent battles. What recent battles? That was so ages ago. And my court is buzzing with excitement. What an accomplished Faris. What a role model. What a man. With all the praise raining down on him, it is made clear that I am expected to officially reward him in some manner. Here we give the gold for his golden achievements. Because I'm generous. And save that whole court for the next ruler. It's useful when such things stand in the matter. Shona Hormaz stands in the eyes of many the bulwark protecting the faith against corruption and heresy. Man of unyielding devotion, he fights day and night to make sure that all members of his flock follow my baptism dogma to the letter. He is an example to the soul. Don't need that. About to get a next dynasty legacy. Thank you very much. When is it? 5750. The gain is nearly 40 a month. That's insanity. Especially with all of these, like if they got certain artifacts or certain court artifacts that would help them get them more renowned. Shed prayer. Exiting the mosque at El Kasabi. Me and my friend Nasrin end up in a company of some local merchants. They are in the middle of a discussion regarding theology and worldly wealth. I would invest in a mosque, but how can I know if that is even Allah's will? We'll convince them that Allah has given signs. Oh, let me read this. I was reading something else, and oh, Nazrin, if you were still with me, I know you would tell me to be strong, that things would get better, and you would be right, as you always were. But first, I must curse and cry, how can I not when you are gone from this world? You'll never be forgotten, old friend. Now I got no friends. I'm gonna die alone. While meanwhile, we can recruit crossbowmen now. They are very effective against cavalry, especially archer cavalry. That place again? No, we do not have archers. Just to make damn sure. My skilled chancellor. My chancellor summit, obviously, has proven himself and highly capable, especially of matters of diplomatic nature. There are some projects I would like to undertake in a shock of argument, with your blessing, of course. A what? Oh, I guess that's what they call that in your culture. Yeah, take the reins. The Epistles of the Brethren of Purity. I recently added the Epistles of the Brethren of Purity to my collection. It provides well-reasoned expositions on a variety of subjects, such as mathematics, music, ethics, religion, and magic. Anonymous authors, a group of mysterious scholars, typically avoid espousing any particular theological position. Rather, they advised to shun no science, to scorn no book, and to refrain from clinging fanatically to any single creed. This is a refreshing perspective, certainly. But do I imperil my soul like contemplating propositions beyond the doctrines of my faith? To deny facts is to lie to oneself. Why the heck not? Caution. I'm visiting a powerful local elder in the Siwa Oasis to discuss important matters related to the administration of the oasis. While it is very hot today, on March 22nd, well, I guess so. The moment I step inside his house, it suddenly feels so cool, as if a gentle breeze were blowing through. This could be attributed to kashif, a mixture of mud and minerals traditionally used to make houses at Siwa since ancient times, that keeps the house cool and comfortable in hot weather. Dear Elder, it's good to see you. Now, on to business. Oh, more of this? After prayer, Tariq asks to walk with me as there is something to wish to discuss with me. I understand you're taking an interest in the esoteric philosophy of the Brethren, the Purity, my lord, he begins. I too have read some of the work, and I am aware the advice to turn from the sleep of negligence and the slumber of ignorance, for the world is a house of delusion and tribulations. But I think my duty to caution you, we know little about their identity except in all likelihood, is Mali's. The delusion they speak of, I fear, thus may lie in their teachings rather than in the pursuit of knowledge. After all, even a fool or a false man can quote from the Quran. Doesn't matter. But to deny facts is to lie to oneself. The whole is more than some of its parts. Uh-oh. I don't have a decision. Ah, crud. Send for a physician now. I ain't gonna be around for long if I don't get me a physician. How they worship is none of my business. I care about my well-being. Ah, come on. Can there be someone else better? Get a motorboat. But I'll be appointing you just temporarily. It's time to treat your cold. I recommend drastic measures. Drastic measures for the cold. What are you, nuts? Nana brought a croaking bucket to my chambers and told me to expose my upper body. She grabbed the toad and got it with deft hands, proceeded to place the still twitching carcass on my chest. She continued until the bucket was empty and my torso was covered. The toad treatment turned out just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated and the world seems a little brighter. Thank you. 1 second. Huh! She got married. Maybe she knew that I was going to get rid of her as soon as we have this godly council regarding the greatest minds of the Marabot faith. And maybe one of you will get to be my physician. Somehow she read my mind. But still. Alright, which one of you two? Well, look at you. Join my court at once, and you will be my physician. Hey, she's not here anymore. But if you want a position, you could be the high among. Doesn't matter how good you are. Sacred gifts. Leaders of the local steppe community have presented me the most spectacular gift of Muslim religious objects, such as statues inlaid with precious gems, colorful paintings, and other similar items. Though not everyone in their community necessarily shares the same beliefs, people of many faiths have lived with one another along the Silk Road for centuries, sometimes peacefully, sometimes war against each other, So it is unsurprising these notables know exactly what kind of religious artifacts to present to me. Most welcome gift. Better safe than sorry. In case I lay with someone else for no apparent reason. The further I delve into my studies, the more apparent the link between mind and body becomes. Too much worry can make you sick, and no mind is stronger than its vessel. I need a healthy outlet to cope with the strains of ruling. I have read about the benefits of vigorous movement, as well as journaling to soothe the frayed nerves. Go for a run. I do not feel relaxed, but I do get stronger. No health improvements here. Glad to be well again. 62 development. 62. Where is that rank? We are more developed than Cordoba, Rome. Can't beat Constantinople, but we're starting to catch up a bit. 60. We're about as developed as Baghdad. More developed than Mecca. More developed than Isfahan. Yes, we are. And we're going to continue and continue and continue. Your silver tongue is shining today. Feasting along the Silk Road. The local steppe elites have been most appreciative of my efforts to foster close relations with them. Celebrate a number of recent successes. A few of their prominent clans got together and hosted a magnificent feast for me. It was a great feast. We feasted on the traditional delicacies famed across the Silk Road, such as cooked mutton, salted horse sausage, and fermented mare's milk. A wonderful, joyous occasion. If I could live 2 more years, I could get me more of these steppe warriors. That'd be grand. End of life rally. An acquaintance of mine was on his deathbed, unconscious and unresponsive for days. The family had gathered around him to pray and prepare his soul for the afterlife. When all of a sudden he sat up, alert and sharp. His family was relieved and tried to talk to him, thinking he had recovered somehow. Yet he just kept asking me to come visit. I hastened to come to his bedside to witness this miracle. I wonder why he wanted to see me. When I arrived at his house and entered his bedroom, he clapped with joy and beckoned me to sit next to him. He inquired about the various matters of state and provided me advice, claiming it was given to him by the wise spirits of the deceased. We humored him for an hour or so until he said he was tired and bid all farewell. The moment he closed his eyes, he passed away. Strangely, his advice turned out to be actually very helpful. Wow, for 3 years, plus 1 of all skills. So, received advice on various matters from an acquaintance who claimed it was provided by the spirits of the dead. Strangest of all, the advice has been quite helpful. Ah, crud. Just as we were about to finish that. Bingo. We're about to get it. This will help the realm's stability. Knowing there's a lot of Berbers and Egyptians and Nubians that still live in our Vajpuria. Because that's what we want. Realm stability. Here we go. And plus, development growth. Don't forget that. There you go. My God, there's only 2 left. Man at arms, and then go for high centralization. And then in 4 years' time, we have unlocked all the innovations regarding the High Medieval era. Just to show that we are the most advanced realm in the world. But is it true? Yes, we are more advanced than the Greeks. Actually, it's them. So, I mean, the Levantine are the most advanced. Well, their culture is much more widespread than ours. I like how the West Sogdian culture is still there. There's something odd about my furries for those. I cannot quite put my finger on it. Perhaps it's just my imagination running amok. Nevertheless, the ominous feeling keeps keeping me up at night. I investigate. Guilt and shame has been plaguing me as late. All of my sins, my flaws, my feelings. These dark thoughts distract me from my responsibilities, keeping me awake at night. I feel like I must do something to put an end to this mental anguish, but what could possibly help? I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because the secrets that you have is the one time that you murdered this man. Oh yeah, I murdered this man just to save my son from being murdered. Must be strong and resist these impulses. That's just nothing. He uncovered irrefutable proof of his guilt. He's an unbeliever. That sneaky spawn of hell. This information will surely prove useful. Well, not really. Because honestly, I don't really care. Just be content with what you have. Got plenty of prestige for a man who is rather distinguished and almost illustrious. Visions of the Divine. I beckon my vassal, Grand Alama Tariq, to join me in a circle of brass orbs and candles arranged on staves throughout the darkroom. The incense cloying the air to ward off the bad vapors makes our eyes tear up in a little time. This is how, through the corner of our eyes, we will spot the inscrutable form of angels. However, Tariq soon takes a pause. This feels wrong. These are divine beings, not meant for mortal eyes to seize. Normally I go for that option, but I'm trying to get this character to pick up that zealous trait. I mean, may lead to path of zealousness, which would be nice for a very virtuous character like him. But alas, he ain't gonna be around for long. Knowing that his son's rule, though still coming up soon as he is 46 years old, and so it's long overdue. Upon the block, Roxana and the prisoner. My frank executioner, Roxana, mopes about the palace, making a face. What the subtlety of that petulant child. At last I could tolerate these sorry displays of my court no more, and demand, what is the matter? She's taken aback, and answered, my lord, forgive me. It is just not what I had a good kill in weeks. Come that heretic, Albinos is just languishing, waiting for you to announce the execution date. Allow me to put that unfaithful wretch out of its misery. Ah, Sunni differences. Is the L family? He's a direct vassal of me. Man. Adultery is a serious crime. There's no rush, I'll say. If he's gonna be executed, do it in your time. Know thyself. Now I will know when I will leave this world. Ah, crap, I forgot to invest in all this down in Sigilmasa. I've always had a soft spot for Sigilmasa. Without it, we would have never gone to Marrakesh. What's going on over there? Plan on raiding somebody, huh? My goodness. That's sort of... No, it's the Abbasid Empire that's still considered the strongest country in the world in terms of military strength. Oh, I can feel in my very bones. Azrael will come for me soon. Like an old friend, he's patiently waiting to receive me. I'll be dead within a year. Which means, I will not be able to get this in time. But it's definitely nice to increase the size of men-at-arms regiments due to all this. When that time comes, men-at-arms units goes down, levy size goes down, while we're just relying more on the men-at-arms regiments. Want to look for diplomacy book? You got it. Go forth. Even though I'll be dead soon. And all these important decisions up there. And it's also too late to commission an epic, knowing that my time has come. But still, I'm grateful for everything. Very, very grateful. I find my beneficiary, Agatak, surrounded by scrolls and manuscripts, fiercely flipped the pages. My lord, there's so many areas of diplomacy that are worthy of attention. Courtly conduct, relationships, poetry. I don't even know where to start. What topic does your muse yearn for? Bastards. They love doing that. it is I who am honored. And it is I who will leave this world to finally join with Allah in the heaven. And my son, that Pottery and I were separated from my entourage while guards and my entourage of guards while we were traveling to the next town. We found an abandoned ruin of an old building where we took shelter. We decided to stay there for the night. After we got the fire started and sat around it, things were a little awkward at first, given the unusual circumstances, but we managed to start a rather pleasant conversation about various topics. The next morning, my guards thankfully found us, and no one was hurt. Thanks to my shared experiences with Pottery, we certainly think of each other more highly. It was good to have someone by my side during such a situation. But I'll be dead friendless. Man, how long does it take for you? One second. Oh, never mind then. I'll just spend big. Your project is worth investing, and that is the last thing I'm going to invest in. Vajpur Gurak V of the Al-Farghani Vajpuria has left the Trans-Saharan house at the call of the True One at 70 years of age. He died of old age, a degenerate man of repulsive taste. He is sure to find no solace or revelry where he is going. Wow, that's what they say about him because he was a deviant? Besides that, he was a living legend, a religious icon, an august architect who fought in 18 different wars. He lived so long that Gurak had very little time to actually sit down and consolidate what he has gotten. So now, Vajpur Gurak ascends to the throne. Beautiful beyond words, his appearance will have foreign dignitaries groveling at his feet. If those said foreign dignitaries happen to be women. With the passing of my father, Vajpur Gurak V, the responsibility to lead this vast Vajpur now falls upon my shoulders. I stand before my vassals, adjust my new crown, and widen my stance. Oh, the things that I will accomplish. Long live the Vajpur! Brilliant. Got all this. But diplomacy is a little bit of an issue, because if you want to keep this realm together, you gotta have a high diplomacy skill. So if I were you, go for foreign affairs. Should go for this, befriend. To befriend even the lowliest of low. These lowbrow vassals. Fix that. Eek, what else? Here it is. Got another diplomacy related book somewhere? Nope, that's it. Now it takes 2 years. Every little bit helps. Alright, who wants to be in the council based on their highest skills? Most powerful vassals, regardless what they are, will get their jobs. And yes, that includes the position of Grand Alama. Where is he? Well, never mind then. First things first. Oh yeah, the power vassal is still in prison. Never mind then. Do all this. Just a tiny bit of diplomacy simply for the sake of it. Big spender. And it's just in time for the Saturday Festival too. Another way to bring vassals together. Go for this. We're diplomacy intensive this time. And do whatever it takes to get more prestige, so you can become illustrious in a hurry. Bring in East Asian specialists. Anything else? Let's hold a moon sacrifice. Which of course takes a while, as you're gonna have to go to Sakatra for this. The moon is a powerful entity, capable of great blessings and great curses. Since time immemorial, Sakatrans have conducted sacrifices in its honor. We see no conflict between these practices, considered sorcerers at best and demonic at worst by foreigners and the worship of Allah. I arranged for a great sacrifice to be held to the moon tonight, and many will participate in it. A local elder will be there to interpret the results of my sacrifice. Now, what kind of sacrifice did I arrange for the moon? A commoner offered their own hand, per ancient tradition. And they sent me a small curse, but again, that applied to the god-blasted island of Sakatra. Agazak, my courtier, asks for word against the atonement of the succession. My lord, before his passing, Gurak V commissioned my work, and I was in the middle of writing about diplomacy for him. The work has already begun. It would be a shame not to complete it. The work will continue. You're still here, right? Yeah, you are. Lately, I can't help but notice the gaggles and giggling maidens, and usually austere warriors gathering in dark alcoves to listen, enraptured to a book. Today, I finally courted Ahmed with the book in his hands. Quickly scanning through the text, I find pirates, scantily clothed maidens, luxury-driven kings, vivacious and devious queens, and even an enriched street rat who marries a princess through the help of a jinn. I am silent while I ponder the probable reaction of the Grand Ulama, Trans-Saharan, and Ahmad stares at me in apprehension. That's one of the stories of the 1001 Arabian Nights. 1001? 100? 900? 1000? How many stories of the Arabian Nights? It's been a while, alright? But nevertheless, culture comes in any form. Let him read. Considered opinion. My writer, Agazak, updates me in progress, droning on about the limits of quill at desk as my mind reels with bold ideas for my book. My background gives me some unique insights. And these said ideas have worked well. And now, the Saturday Festival. You know how this works. Come on. Obvious is obvious. Alright, let's begin. According to the old traditions, it is important to light the fires near running water or over a qanat, one of the old underground channels, to ensure that with the help of Allah, plants aren't too cold or frozen out there. That way next year they'll grow to be great and bountiful. Not sure if it helps, but I'll do it anyways. Do whatever it takes to get illustrious. Excuse me. As part of the Sadeva rituals, we need to gather a lot of firewood to build the bonfires, no matter one's status. It is important that everyone does their part, so I did what needed to do and assisted with the gathering of the wood, that we can make big bonfires later in the night. I bought a couple of branches, shouldn't have to work too much. And with that, Sada comes to a close. Everyone had a great time, and the bonfires we lit all over certainly helped everybody keep warm in the coldest time of the year. Yeah, sooner than later, springtime will be upon us. Alas, such an occasion only comes once a year, so I must wrap things up for now. Until then, however, I look forward to the next Saturday. Until next time, now go hunt. It's another great way to get prestige. Just my vassal is at the Vandak. When I cross the hill, we hear the snapping of twigs, the rustle of branches, birds screaming in fright. They are heralds of announcing its arrival. A mass of hearts straining for us. Its path ends here, with me. I slayed the beast. The sacking of Pit. With the fall of the settlement of Perim to Snod's mighty illness, much of the greater Perim had been left bare to rampaging Shamir and looters. As there are few local fortresses of size left to oppose them, the raiders carried off every precious item and scrap of silver they could find. Oh, help them rebuild. Tongue-tied. He kneels in deference as attendants bring forward his gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and the scribes record his pledges to serve the Al-Farghani Bajpuri. Things do not go well from the outset. Seems to struggle to even breathe. Rastered through the speech between breaks for air. Oh, he's wheezing. What was that? For a man who's got wheezing cough, he'll be known as the Eloquent. Of course I would be that kind of guy. I'll hold court in a minute. Finally, that's what I was waiting for. My lord, my beneficiary Agazak smiles, gests me over the ink-stained hands. My book, my masterpiece is finished. Behold, a plainly illuminated manuscript containing a collection of animal fables known as the Kalia wa Dimna. The cover is wood that has been painted and displayed repeating images of geometric shapes. More diplomacy lifestyle. An extravagant book with masterful reading. I am impressed. There it is. Now you get your diplomacy skills up in no time. So if I were you, befriend first, then thoughtful defensive negotiations and embassies. This is gonna be my role as for this ruler, is to keep the realm stable. Stonemasons of Adab. The stonemasons of Adab are well regarded elsewhere for their quality of work. Sometimes they're even commissioned by wealthy patrons who are far to be involved in their projects. They are laying down a rock-solid foundation for the future. Now that reminds me. My culture has discovered men-at-arms, which means the size of the regiments are up even more. Well, since I'm a big spender, let's do it. And we could create one more regiment, and this is where the crossbowmen would be very useful. They're good against heavy infantry, heavy cavalry, and archer cavalry. Beefing up the military of Al-Farghani. And coming soon with high centralization, which will be coming in 7 months, then our size of the men-at-arms regiment are up even more to take up the place of the levies. That the size will be reduced. My son, fortune builder. However, he is arrogant, fickle, and paranoid. It's too bad I cannot rename the child. No. Unless I have another wife. Particularly, what's your stewardship? 27 versus... Oh, they don't compare. Oh, don't touch her. Pay dirt. What's your age? 44. Never mind, never mind. Damn it. Clear it. Okay, for age, at a reasonable age. Starting from 16 onwards. Look for the one that has an inheritable trait. Very good inheritable trait. Preferably one with intelligence. Yeah. Lot of hells, no Amazonians that isn't. I was about to say pox of lovers. No, it's lover's pox. That's what it's called. Ah, here's one. Sarakula, West Sahelian, an African woman. Woohoo! There you go. And she's a wise woman too, and of our faith. That was even more. Now you gotta seduce her. So I can lay with her and hope for a son that I can educate myself to improve upon it. That's my prediction. You're illustrious now. now it's only going to take a matter of... I don't know how long I'll be around. But if I were you, you should hold feasts in addition to hunts and all the other activities for prestige, including that poetry contest. You should also hold that for future reference. Hell, just do whatever it takes to get prestige. Welcome, friends. Barely managed to sit down at my seat when I hear a howl emanating from Amir Hakam. It seems that he and Raz Ubaid have really gotten to it. As Hakam was receiving a proper manhandling from Ubaid, too late I realized that the martial dance paid its way straight to the Al-Farghani ornamental confident. Most of my guards separated too, hissing and clawing at each other. The duels presented in front of me, while all the throwing on one another were starting to fight. Why would you let it provoke you, Amir Hakam? High centralization. No more valuable innovations. And of course that means, well, we're increasing the size even more. Size of levies did go down just now, but these will take their place. As the feast is underway, my guests are eating and drinking merrily. Amir Hakam approaches and let me at the great table. This is a marvelous feast. All compliments to the host. Do anything to get prestige. That's where you're at this point. As plate after plate of food is brought to the great hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me, and I smile. That is my resolute vassal, Azadeh Pasha. Sensitive to the colander is something that I sadly forgot to tell the cook. I bid you all welcome, and I pray you find the food to your liking. No. The faces I sent from these. Get a weak cook on him. Thank you. Till next time. And now, the poetry contest. We've seen how this works before. Prepare a large, grand prize. She'll get more prestige after when this is over. And so, as a man skilled in speech, I can also be a judge. So now, for several days, me and many others will witness many compete for victory in the poetry contest. These men and women improvise original poem after poem on the top of their heads on various topics provided by the judges. Some are humble, humorous little anecdotes. Others are tales about good versus evil, but most use the veiled language. Here, words do not always mean what they mean, but the best poets hide the true meaning behind clever symbols or plot twists. Anyways, many poets have been eliminated after the initial rounds, and only now a few remain. Final rounds upon us, who will win? The winner is. The winner is declared. The judges agreed that one person stood above everyone else in eloquence and cleverness, humor and pathos. As Rajpur, I present the reward to the lucky winner. The winner is none other than one of my own courtiers, Firdos. Yeah, my brother. His poetry is truly amazing. The poem is about the simple life of herdsmen and fishermen, and the animals they interact with every day. The poet has a way of helping everyone visualize landscape, scenery, and the work these people do. Amazing poem indeed. Tend to think it was improvised on the spot. There you go, you frickin' loony. The competition is over, and the victor can now return home. No doubt a great celebration will be held in their honor in their hometown, which is here. And what of their origins? Had to get that out of my mouth. Today has been surely a turning point in their life. Already people lining the streets and hills, exchanging songs of poetry in the atmosphere of joy and creativity. Till next time, 400 prestige. Keep it up with the fame gain. Get 4,000 more? And I think I figured out what to do as a way of... I think I found a way to end that series. Should that character live long enough. A war against Sahara. Invade kingdom. Which of course, you must get the level of fame up to exalted among men. Yes. You see all these desert corridors as part of the Trans-Saharan trade routes? I think it would fit. It would be befitting that we would end the series with Trans-Saharan domination, which had been the hallmark of the Al-Farghani series as a whole. I'd like to see some reddish coloring of these deserts, just to say, we own the Sahara and the trade routes. True to form. For the last big stage of this trade empire. And of course get a little bit of that too. Because, there's some that's, gone off missing. That little piece of independence realm. Again, that will happen, which I think that should be the final episode for that series, that we would focus on, the big war against Sahara, which honestly, we can easily crush them. They're fighting against another country for some silly artifact. I will never fight against the Abbasids. Yes, they're Abbasids, just they're a cadet branch of it. Although they are similar, but what for? For the area of Al-Quds? That makes it a target of a Crusader, and we can't beat that. No. It would be much more fitting to end the series with dealing with Sahara, but prestige is going to be the name of the game here. And now let's hold court finally. Serious business. A frightful peasant strolls all too close before a guard steps between us. Whoa, he backs up with a wink, laughing through scant teeth. Your lordness, I come here from Gizye. With a matter of great import, he is rising. Yes, say, Vajbur. The weaver saw slip the fence one night. She only went and got into the old blacksmith's veggie patch. His pride and joy. Tears of laughter streamed down a convulsing peasant's face. Anything that involves prestige gain? No, sir. Steward Tariq, go fix it, please. Stifled comments. A provincial merchant steps forward, clearly out of her element of rituals. I beckon. Come, woman, we don't have all day. Yes, my lord. I am Roxana, representing the disgruntled church of Freeman of Tirsa, Fayum's greatest Kashtran Katyada is a barrier of commerce and the town's interests. We humbly ask to be replaced by someone else. Anything involving prestige or fame? Nope. What does he have to say? Pay me money, you dummy. A feast under your name. Raz Ubaid approaches me with a straighter posture than usual and visibly eager about what I say. My liege, the people in your realm need the occasional joyous gathering, where they can forget their stresses. I'll gladly finance a feast, even if held under your name, for it is for the good of the Al-Farghani. Though I would duly expect a favor in recompense. Very well, I accept. Gets a hook on me. What for? A position on the council? 1 second. Okay, back to business. As the scholar of diplomatic arts, I'm well aware the power of eloquent compliment. Showing admiration of a woman's best quality is a sure path to her heart. I shall write a letter to Numa complimenting her smarts, I would love to say. But I would say piousness and unwavering faith because she's zealous. First time it happened, I'm barely given a moment's notice. But moment's thought, but my vassal Hormaz has grown bolder. His challenges no longer pass unnoticed among the vassals. He's tested my limits. Others should have fallen unless I give him a taste of his own medicine. Oh, now that's an issue. He's a zealous empath. I'll just say all problems will be blamed on him. That didn't work. Damn. It's almost a year, though. No. No, you're fine. I just had a moment's thought, but I realized, no, we can handle it. We'll end the episode soon. I'm planning on cutting it short, so I think the next episode will indeed be the final episode, because I would love to conquer all of the de jure parts of Sahara. Just to show that we dominate the Trans-Saharan trade routes. I mean, sure, maybe there's all of this down there, but there's no need for that. We just simply want to dominate the Sahara. That's it. Now, the celebrations come to an end and the evening's entertainment seem to be over. When Vaj Budich Numa suggests a reading. The clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear. I see my chance to impress Numa. Again, her being zealous, something pious, like City of God. Good choice, Gurak. I don't really much dread. Need to start befriending unruly vassals. Once you're done seducing your second wife, as you want a child badly. No signs of slowing down. Swords have all been sent away, and our beds are decorated with seashells. As Vajforge Numa enters our chambers, smiles eagerly, and joins without hesitation. With the helps of hands, mouths, and limbs, we have affirmed the devotion we swore before Allah, perhaps in more carnal fashion than intended. As we are united in marriage, we are now united in heart. Okay. Listen here, Buster. I would love to here's another way to get prestige. Try to win a board game for once in your damn life. But first, it's not going to be till this November. Okay, God blast it. Send him some money. He'll get over things fast before he starts any factions. And try to befriend him. You could do that too. Which will guarantee to work. Don't be such a... And I don't seem to remember if befriending vassals can also make you help gain some prestige. I realize that Hormaz is much the same disposition as I, and he probably understands and appreciates the importance of keeping one's numbers straight. Does he know the number 0? I must find out. Our shared interest brings us closer. Why, of course, because we're both ambitious. We're both architects. Yes, We have a lot in common, more than we originally thought. Hormaz and I spoke at length about the number 0 and its importance and the possibilities of mathematics and administration. I'm glad I found someone who has an undivided positive view of the numbers and understands their true value. Sometimes it's good to just talk about nothing. You see, all these things got a lot in common. Excellent frickin' progress. Wait till November, and I will send him some entertainers. Or send someone else entertainers. I mean, he's going to like me well enough no matter what. We're going to become friends. Just send it to somebody else. Who's another of my least liked vessels? Oh, Tariq. Yeah, you. Have some money. Not quite there yet, obviously. Glory and fame across the Silk Road. Through my connections with the East Asian elites within my realm, I've managed to build a good rapport within their community. Even commoners who shared similar ethnic origins as these elites, having migrated here from elsewhere along the Silk Road, are thinking more highly of me than before. I have no doubt people who live in our homelands in the Far East also have good things about me and my families who over these lands. In the long run, this will surely benefit me politically and financially, and earn much honor and acclaim for my dynasty. Let's hope this period of goodwill lasts a while. It's not prestige, but it's renown. What the hell are you guys doing down there? Stop. Almost. Here's your entertainers. This is for not only renown, but also prestige. Thank you very much. Now let's be friends. I'd rather hold feasts of my own, thank you very much. It's more prestigious that way. Ah, but are you any better than him? Just looking at skills overall. Not sure about her. He's got more skills than she does. No. Well, if I don't get a child soon, she would be the heir. After laborious preparations, I was finally able to spend the evening alone with Hormaz to speak about the things that make life worth living, and share a good few stories. By the time I left, it felt as we had known each other a lifetime already. Closer than ever. There's no prestige gain for befriending somebody, but it's important to befriend your powerful vassals. But now, let's end this episode with a game of chess. But again, normally I just play a friendly game of it, but for once, let's wager for fame. If I get this, that's 150 prestige, which means 150 towards fame. So, let's do it. I don't typically play chess, and those I do, I often lose. Because I still haven't figured out the intricacies of it myself. The greatest game, chess. Hormaz takes his seat opposite me. Our little game of chess is about to begin, and a competitive grimace tells me exactly how confident my friend is. He goes first, opening with an obvious trap. We're neck and neck, and neither of us is even close to victory. See, This is why I like chess. Oh, it's my opponent. No one skulking around, no lying, just a fair game of wits. Where one will, I'm not sure about this, because I'm a man of stewardship myself, but still. I will say chess, like war, is all a matter of logistics. As a reminder of these possible outcomes, no matter which choice you take. The critical success is a colossal amount of score towards winning. Success, some score towards winning. Failure, a few crumbs of score towards winning. And critical failure, absolute no score towards winning. I'll go for this. Our match marches on. Omaz continue with several well-executed adaptive strategies. Blast it! Somehow this man seems to counter every stratagem I employ. Neck and neck, neither of us are in close victory. Do you think they appoint some kind of king of games? Corey's my opponent scratches his head. I feel like I'm working towards that title already, you see. I know the rules of chess like the back of my hand. Our match marches on. Continually, frankly, hilariously public strategy. Blasted somehow this man seems kind of restrained with the way. Cheer up, sour face, laughs my opponent. It's just a little game between friends, right? Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Just let me try to think for a moment. God blast it. It takes a son of mine to play chess. Match marches on. Continue to self-execute that strategy. Naturally, my techniques cunningly foil my opponent. I'm in a lead for now. Victory is so close I could taste it. You know, pondered my opponent pointedly, chess is supposed to be about fun, not just winning at any cost. Try this again. Ah! Howling and bestial triumph, leap substitution. I have lost. My hands slipped down to my knees. Search for. Am I bad at chess? Yeah, that was a sudden death round here. Okay, that's pretty stupid to say. You made an enemy here today, even though it's not going to end the friendship that we just made between us. But I'll just say, well, the better man won. Opponent sees that it was a good game. So we will end this episode here on January 1st, 1168. So that's 301 years since the beginning of this playthrough. And in the next episode, this will likely be the final episode of the Al-Farghani series, because I don't know how many years he's got left. Because, you know, listen, he got lucky, is my father, that he lived up to 70, despite the fact he has no health benefits to begin with. And neither does he. So hopefully he'll live long enough to become exalted among men. So we should be more prestige focused. And among other things. Maybe perhaps start a war to someplace else. Like India or something. I mean, flex your army's muscles, you know. So that you spent all this money beefing up the size of the military, which... I was about to say, is there a total number of the men in arms? If you do some counting here. Actually, put it here. 1 sec. Wait. That rally point. That's the total men in arms. Nearly 13,000 strong. That's massive. Okay. So we'll be doing some more activities to do anything to get me some prestige. And don't forget to go undertake the Hajj. Like a true Muslim that you're supposed to be. You're not as virtuous as father, but still. And as well as invite the fathers in preparation for the future conflict for the whole of Sahara. So, we hope you people will be coming for one last episode of the Al-Farghani series, as I want to end that series on a very high note, and that is to dominate the Sahara Desert of a Trans-Saharan empire that we are. We don't need to go deep into parts of the Sahel, sub-Saharan parts of Africa. We don't need to do that. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode. But until then, so long for now.